You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, OCTA Research Fellow Guido David. Professor, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, we've been seeing this uptick in COVID-19 cases during the holidays, and you tweeted that Metro Manila's reproduction rate went up to 0.7 on December 22 from 0.42 last December 15. What does this indicate? What is it telling us?
Yes, Ria, and good morning and belated happy holidays and belated Merry Christmas. The reproduction number actually even increased further. It's now up to 0.85. And because of this, we have now reclassified NCR as low risk. Now it went up from very low risk to low risk. So it's not yet at an alarming level, but it's something that we have to monitor, and it's something that we have to be mindful of, that there are still COVID cases and the virus is still out there, and that even as we enjoy the holidays, the rest of the holidays, we should still practice minimum public health standards to prevent any serious surges from happening.
Right. Speaking of being mindful, and all of us really want to understand the cause of this uptick, even though it's not yet alarming. Could this be the effect of more relaxed restrictions during the holidays, friends and families getting together in a way that they weren't able to last year?
Yeah, quite possibly, Ria. And we're definitely seeing this uptick in the NCR. This is confirmed. It's not just backlog of cases, because the positivity rate is increasing. And as you mentioned, the reproduction number has increased to now 0.85. The positivity rate in the NCR is now up to about 1.4%, whereas just last week it was 0.6%. So what is causing this? Well, based on my communication with some of the doctors who are members of OCTA Research, they have some new cases who are actually out, enjoying the holidays, partying, or in social gatherings. So that is definitely a possible cause for this uptick, increased number of social gatherings and parties. And that's why, again, we have to remind the public to be mindful of the health protocols and minimum public health standards.
For you personally, Professor, how concerning is this for you?
Well, to be honest, Ria, we shouldn't be panicking over this yet. We're just monitoring this. But at the same time, we don't have a complete picture yet of what's happening. We're not that concerned because last year we also had a holiday uptick around December, and it resolved. And by January, the uptick, returned to normal. So this could be something. I mean, that's a possibility right now that this would be a temporary uptick, and by January, things would be back to normal once the parties and the social gatherings, cease or at least die down. But at the same time, we can't yet rule out the possibility that it's something that will continue, and we will know that within the next few weeks. Part of the reasons that due to the holidays, a lot of laboratories will be closed. And also because of the recent typhoon, a lot of laboratories in affected areas are closed right now. And because of the reduced number of testing, we're not seeing a complete picture. And so it's like, we're trying to find our way in the dark. So we really can't determine yet until maybe by next week, once the situation starts to bring clarity to what's happening.
Right. And another factor we can't help but mention, of course, is Omicron. We look at Western countries and the surge that they are experiencing. Are you concerned about this? Is this something that could happen in the Philippines?
Well, it could definitely happen in the Philippines. What we're seeing right now in South Africa, in the UK, and the US. In fact, a few days ago, less than a week ago, the world COVID situation had 900,000 cases in one day. And that's actually the highest number of cases ever in one day for the entire world. And so the Omicron variant is becoming dominant all over the world, in many other countries. And this is definitely something that could happen if the Omicron variant is able to enter our borders and enter into community transmission. We don't know if that's happening yet, but again, that's why we have to be more careful. We can't be complacent at this point. There's some optimism because what we're seeing right now in other countries is that vaccinated people will likely be mild or asymptomatic, and that's good. That's good news for us because if we are vaccinated, that means there's a high level of protection against severe illness. But at the same time, there's still a lot of people who are unvaccinated,
Right.
and that would be concerning because if the variant, or the virus, hits the unvaccinated people, the severity rate will be comparable to previous surges.
Right, and nobody wants that. But thank you so much for your time this morning. That was, of course, OCTA Research Fellow Professor Guido David. And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Ria Tanwat Cotrillo. You're watching CNN Philippines.